Hi, good people. This is about the world. The that why people fall off, and what I mean by falling off is they just end it. They don't want to be involved anymore. It's a very tiring thing for some people. Uh, you know, you just can't. Um, it's hard to think of the right words to use. We live in a world that's constantly moving. There's multiple forces out there that we need to take into consideration. There's so many levels to this. So right now I'm in Australia, we're dealing with the bureaucratic state. We're no longer a liberal democracy. We're now really in the bureaucratic state, leading towards authoritarianism. At any moment, though, you fall outside the cubicles they have designed for us to stay within. Our government practically will just refuse our existence. And the one thing that the politicians have is they can't see it because they've lived within a bubble for so long that they think that their bubble is reality, when in fact they have manipulated the system so that their bubble is always going to be safe. Whereas us on the street, we have to struggle like all hell just to try to make a little bit. But I won't be around for much longer, like the next few days, and you just basically burn out. You can no longer really afford your life. Ever since coming back to this country, it's been absolute hell for me. Everything has been evil. It's been evil against me, and I'm so quite surprised I'm still here at this point. But I've applied for thousands of jobs since coming back. I'm highly educated, highly qualified, 20 years of experience overseas. Doesn't matter, there's no jobs here for us anymore. There's 1,000 applications for one job. When you apply for jobs, they'll sometimes send you back, over 400 people applied, over 800 people applied. They'll sometimes say that almost every reply, over 1,000 people have replied. And one was 10,000 people applied. So there's no jobs, there's nothing. The only people getting employed are the migrants, because they just on working holiday visas. New migrants on very short-term, cash-only businesses. I met a gentleman from Bangladesh. He's lived in Australia for 3 years. He said, I've never received a proper slip. I've only ever received cash in hand. He's on his path to, he said he's getting the permanent residency, and you're like, so you don't receive like a slip? Do you have a bank account? He goes, I have a bank account, but I've only ever received cash for the jobs I do. They're the people getting the jobs, because then the government, then the businesses don't have to comply with the million laws, rules, regulations for employment in this country. It'd be a lot easier, it could be done if Australia mandated that everybody receive a minimum $40 an hour, but they had their own superannuation account attached and they had to put in amount, but instead they make the businesses do it all, and it's just so much paperwork, but also just rules, regulations of every bloody kind. And the government, because the politicians, this is the problematic nature of the degeneracy of politicians' brains, is they don't have work to do, so they create work. They're not going to solve the real problems like homelessness, lack of housing, lack of infrastructure, poor export policy. Pathetic. I mean, genuinely pathetic. Politicians, even the large manufacturers in Australia, are pathetic at exporting and understanding foreign markets. Just disgusting. You know, the only thing that Australia ever does well is give money to foreign nations that don't like us. That's the only thing the government does well. Now, and they pat themselves in the back when they give $50 million to the Taliban. They think they've just done good. That is the issue with our politicians. But it doesn't really matter. They're not going to change. The Uni Party is in power and that's it. But basically, I was born here in 1979. I am everything that is Australian. And yet I come back, I don't feel like I'm part of this anymore. What I feel like is that the Australian government has moved past support for Australians and is now looking to be very supportive of anybody who's non-Australian. Which is really... It's tiring, and I'm also not able to get the medication I need. I have Crohn's disease. I've had a meter of intestine removed, half of my bowel removed, and I do need a shot of testosterone at my age now. I can't get it. I am getting tired every day. I am literally out for 2 or 3 hours, come back, and I have to lie down for 2 or 3 hours just to recharge, and it's getting harder and harder, but I can't get the medication. Stop telling me that there's free healthcare in Australia. There's not. There's a 2-tier system, but unfortunately I'm practically homeless, so I have no money. I can't afford the second tier. I can't afford the private health insurance. I also can't afford the medication. So the public system says, well, you can go without because you can't afford it. Yes, you would feel a lot better, but I don't even have a job right now. So it's then, like, what's going to happen when I start working? It's going to be, I'm going to die. Okay, so don't prolong it. You know, be proactive, don't be reactive. A lot of, you know, and I don't have anything, don't have anybody, I don't have nothing. I will be gone soon. I've really lost it, you know. And but the thing is that I think overall, this system that is now in place, is if you fall outside of the compartmentalized boxes, you're as good as gone. Nothing. So that's another thing. As a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant male, yeah, you're the last in line for everything. Jobs, and there's no chance. You know, that the Griffith University or Gold Coast City Council or even the Queensland government is ever going to do anything for me. No. Immigrants first. Islamic immigrants first. Then immigrants. Then the LGBTQ. They're all way ahead. 25 years ago when I was in this country, nobody gave a shit if you were LGBTQ. No. You're like, okay, so? And yeah, I'm just tired of fighting. It's really, I can't fight anymore. Because I've already tried, and I'm not getting anywhere in life. And I'm too old now to be redeemed, I think. I tried and I failed many times, and there's nothing there to do anything for me. So I keep thinking to myself, the next day is going to do what? What's going to happen tomorrow? Nothing changes. I go on interviews, no one replies, I'm living in this, I don't have anything. Nothing's changing. I don't feel sorry for myself. I'm not feeling sorry for myself. I want the success to come, and it doesn't matter how hard I try. I don't think I'm really getting anywhere. Yeah, so it's very it's gonna be over for me, maybe. And I didn't want it this way, but coming back, I've realized just how wrong everything is here. We can't afford homes anymore. We can't get jobs. We can't. Our roads are backed up for, for hours, and nobody's doing anything for us. People that, it doesn't matter how much I try, like 1,000 applications every month. Nothing's coming. And I've started to hate the fact that I'm waking up, because I know exactly the same thing that happened yesterday will happen today. It doesn't matter how hard I try. The system is broken for me. And then I keep seeing on the fucking internet, YouTube, anti-Australia protests, what's the other one? They do the Indigenous thing. They hate Australia. Then the other ones where it's all about migrants, and you're like, there are Australians here having a hell of a time. Doesn't really matter. I think it's just not me either. I've met quite a few people. A lot of people are at their last little bit, and it's just tiring. It's just exhausting, and now it becomes so exhausting just to try to make it. With, how can I express this? I'm just trying to think. The exhaustion now is not about even trying to get success. It's about just trying to survive, stay away from homelessness. But it gets exhausting because I'm not getting any forward, so I'm keep going backwards. So yeah, I'm gonna have to leave soon. And that'll be it. You know? There's nothing else I can really do. There's just nothing left. I can keep trying, but I'm going to end up in the streets. I'm losing my money so I'm not getting forward. I'm really going backwards, and the opportunities aren't coming in. Then even if I got the opportunity, psychologically I'm so fucked up. You know, I'm spiritually so fucked up. Everything about it, everything is fucked up. What's gonna happen? Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do it. I've realized this. At the gym, I can lift 400 pounds bench press, well, 380. I fear having a breakdown at the gym, even though I'm like one of the person that can lift. You know, I can leg press 1,000 pounds. I mean, my legs are going right back into my chest too. It's not like I'm doing those little halfway. But I know that it's starting to affect me at the gym. So that's like every part of my life now is affected by this. It's like a disease, and it just devours everything. And it exhausts you. You literally are running out of breath just trying to think how to get out of it. But there's nothing coming your way to get you out of it. I wish this on no one. But really, you just don't want to live like this anymore. But there's no way out of it for you, no matter how hard you try. And that's where it falls. I don't drink, don't smoke, no drugs, no nothing. But I'm not. But you know, it's not like that stuff is clouding me. But yeah, you just don't want to live like this one more day. It's just too exhausting. I don't know. Man, you told me 30 years ago this would be me. I wouldn't have believed you. If you told me 20 years ago, I wouldn't have believed you. 10 years ago, well, things were tough, but yeah, I don't want to be here anymore. I just don't. That's the truth. I have just gone too far with this life bullshit. It just doesn't work.